What's going on, everybody? This week I went back to my local N64 game shop and picked up another game that I only played a handful of times as a kid, both to revisit some nostalgic memories and to find out exactly what this game all had in store for me. And boy was I surprised at how complex it really was. Today I'll be talking about Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Now I know the title of this video claims that this is the best N64 racer that nobody talks about, but that doesn't mean that it isn't a highly beloved racing game. Everyone that I've talked to about this game that had played it before has nothing but great praise for it, and after I got my hands on it, it was clear to me just why that was the case. This game is full of complex ideas, precision driving, and plenty of satisfying speedy moments. Before I get into the juicy bits here, click that subscribe button for me. I love covering old N64 games like this one, and if you'd like to see more of it, you're gonna want to stay tuned. First, let's talk about the main component here, the driving. Right off the bat, the control you have over your vehicle feels so satisfying. Starting the race in this game feels like you're in the cockpit yourself, piloting this giant machine with surprisingly reactive movement. The speed you'll be able to achieve here feels incredible, and it really captures the idea of pod racing I had as a kid watching Star Wars Episode 1. On top of its great controls though, we've got a couple of really cool and effective driving techniques here. First of all, we have a sliding drift type of move. Rather than turning with the front of your pod racer first, we can slide ourselves into a turn preemptively, and as soon as you release your drift, you jet straight forward in the new direction your pod racer is facing. It didn't take much time for me to find this mechanic useful, especially in the later courses where sharp turns are all over the place. Next, of course, we have our brakes. With the speed you'll find yourself traveling in this game, choosing a pod racer with a good air brake stat is going to be in your best interest so that you don't just go careening into every wall on these tight turns. Combined with the drift mechanic, I was really able to find a lot of control over my vehicle. There's something about driving ridiculously fast yet having all of this precise control that I really can't explain. It's all just really satisfying. The next piece of vehicle control I'd like to mention is that you can turn your pod racer completely sideways in order to seize tiny gaps that you might have trouble making it through otherwise. Even though it's almost never necessary, it can be quite helpful in some spots and really just looks super stylish when you pull it off flawlessly. Finally, there's the boost system. In order to use your hyperspeed boost, you'll need to reach a high enough speed for this indicator on your speedometer to light up. Once you've done that, you need to hold forward on your stick as the speedometer fills with red, and once it's full, you can press A to boost. This isn't an F-Zero type of boost that you can use on the fly whenever you've got a straightaway. You need to know that you have time to set up for it and still have time to use the speed you've gained afterwards effectively. It's tricky to get used to, but especially once you've become familiar with some of the courses, you'll find that you're able to fly through some of these sections way faster than your competition. Other notable information about this booster is that using it will heat up your engines. You can go for quite a while at ridiculously higher speeds than normal, but once you've gone too long, your engines will warn you about their temperature until finally they catch on fire. Aside from these limitations, you really can find long stretches to abuse this speed quite often, once or more on most courses. You just need to remain aware of the ups and downs of going for too long and you'll be fine. Aside from that kind of F-Zero, kind of not style of boosting, you also have two different health bars, for lack of a better term, that your vehicle depends on. Your right and left engines have these little gauges on the side that will show you whatever amount of damage they've taken on whichever third of the engine they've taken damage in. They show you this by lighting up the images from green to yellow to red. Given the speed you'll be driving, there are no pit stops that you'll be forced to enter to repair your pod racer. Instead, we do it on the fly. By holding R, you can cut a bit of your speed in order to restore some health to the different parts of your engine. It prioritizes the most damaged pieces first, and if you're willing to risk it all for good speed like I am, repairing red engine pieces and leaving everything yellow is usually good enough if you're confident in your knowledge of the course. All of these driving techniques mixed with the engine health management of your pod racer really goes a long way to bringing fun into this game. Hell, it could have been a lot simpler and I still would have enjoyed myself, but instead there are so many different facets you're going to need to familiarize yourself with in order to really up your skills in this racing game. It honestly just amazed me. That's about all I have to say about driving your pod racer in this game, but somehow I'm not even close to done talking about how deep and complex this game is to play through. Our single player mode in this game is tournament mode, and it really is a doozy. Starting with the first Grand Prix, you'll notice right away that there's a setting after choosing your race where you get to set the gamble for the prize winnings. You can play it safe, reward better for skilled placements, or throw caution to the wind and announce the winner to take the full prize pot. I really love this style of being rewarded for your play because you kinda just get to play based on the confidence you have that you'll be placing well or winning the match. This bet can also be set for every map that you play, so betting high on maps you're comfortable with and lower on maps that you aren't is a pretty good strategy. Regardless of the prize winnings though, if you place in the top 4 4 of 12 total racers, you're able to move on in the Grand Prix by unlocking the next course. Once you do, however, your placement in the last race will be saved and you will not be able to replay it for more prize money. As money can be used in the shop to buy upgrades for your vehicle throughout your journey into all these different Grand Prix, this betting system actually kind of makes your tournament run into a bit of a roguelike racing game. If you were to bet it all on first place and get second in most of the races you played on, you'd be at a severe disadvantage in every race moving forward, whereas in the opposite scenario, you'd be living large and the most upgraded pod racer on the course in every race you attend. This is why the bet system is so important. Through recording the first 2 Grand Prix for this video, I got first in every single race, but as I had spent the entire day beforehand struggling to finally find comfort in the controls and familiarity in the maps, I didn't know that I'd be winning as much as I just did. I bet winner takes all on the entire first cup, but on the second one, I only bet high on 1 or 2 races that I knew I'd be able to win and bet skillful finishes otherwise. Technically, that's money that I left on the table that I'd be able to use buffing up my vehicle, but because I didn't know if I could take first place for sure, I got less money to show for it. Due to the fact that tournament progress on your name's save is permanent, it really places a lot of importance on your ability to race and your confidence in knowing that you can. I was blown away by this system, and I've been having a lot of fun playing through tournament mode because of it. It also technically means that a perfect run is on the table, betting winner takes all and winning every single race in the game. I might have to try that out at some point, to be honest. Aside from everything I've talked about today, everybody, there's still plenty of fun things left to experience in this game. We've got 2-person multiplayer with up to 6 racers total, where you can unlock all the courses by completing them in tournament mode. We've got unlockable racers achieved by completing different Grand Prix in tournament mode, and we've got a time attack where you can of course race to find out what your best performing times can be on every map you've unlocked. This game is stuffed with amazing features, and to be quite frank, I didn't really see an old N64 Star Wars game going this hard in the ways that it did. I love Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, and I'll vouch for it any day. This might just be my favorite racing game on the N64. But then again, there is Wave Race 64 to consider. If you'd like to watch any of my other N64 videos I've put together for this channel, I've got a couple on screen here that you can check out right away. As for me though, I gotta get back to making more content for all you lovely people. My name is Myloe, and I'm out.